It's working. I just checked. Oh my God, guys, we did it. We are
Amazing.
yeah.
Well
So
done.
for
Okay.
anyone who's joining, thank you so much. This is the first of our live demo series that we're doing with Stakkd and all the vendors on Stakkd to try and show you the tech. Because of course, if you want to see tech, usually what you have to do is jump into a demo call, you get your email given over, and then you're in a sales cycle before you even know it. So what we're trying to do is I'm seeing hundreds of product demos over the past year, and I'm like, why am I seeing this? Why can't everyone see this? So I'm bringing you little snippets, little demos of products that could be interesting for you. So let's jump in. Today we have the wonderful Leandro. He is the AI guy in TA. He has also just started a new role. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, going to start in August, new role, head of AI operations. So basically trying to figure out how can AI help you in a practical way, day to day, with everything that has to do with recruitment. So as someone that is going to do this full time very, very soon, I'm looking very much forward to the demo.
So I'm super excited for your new role. You have to tell us how it goes. And he's then therefore the perfect co-host for us, because today we have Avery, and we're going to talk to Alisher, who's going to show us all about the product. And it's a hiring intelligence platform powered by AI, of course. We wouldn't disappoint without an AI tool as our first. Okay, so Alisher, please introduce yourself to everyone. Who are you? What is Avery? What are we going to see today?
That's amazing. Okay. Hello, LinkedIn. Hello, Jessie. Hello, Leandro. First of all, thank you very much for having me. I don't feel like a rabbit myself because I think the experiment is going well. I can see the recording is there. The people are joining, so well done on that. Going back to myself, my name is Alisher Jafarov. I'm CEO and founder of Avery, hiring intelligence. It says a lot and it says nothing, and I will actually explain a bit more about that. But maybe good to give a bit of context who I am and why exactly I am the person who is actually driving this hiring intelligence. So for the last 13 years, I was a hiring manager working for companies such as Heineken, Colgate, Carlsberg, and I was actually hiring hundreds of people, being involved in the thousands of interviews, and I was feeling all the ups and downs of the hiring process, and I was super curious always, like, okay, how the technology can actually support this process, how we can make it better for everyone, like starting from the hiring managers, going to the recruiters, but also actually CEO of the companies, but eventually the candidates, because the candidates are also actually facing a lot of challenges. Not always they're sharing with us. We don't have the feedback loop. But I guess that was actually the question in my head. A long story short, 13 months ago, I actually take this big leap. And I said, okay, goodbye the corporate world. Now I'm going to build a technology which can actually support all the people in this corporate world. And that's how I actually started to build Avery.
Okay, and Avery is good for what kind of size business? Like usually there's, if I'm like, could Avery be a solution for me? Who would I be?
That's amazing. So the ICP, as we call it, the ideal customer profile would be actually the hiring leaders, specifically talent acquisition leaders in the growing SMBs. So basically the company starting from 200 employee size and going up to the 1,000. The question why? Because these companies usually are more open to innovation, and also they actually feel the pains of time to hire, misfits, cost of hire. So they really want to actually solve this as quick as possible. And for them, the candidates are actually needed yesterday also to close the vacancy rather than in 60 days.
Okay, so we're going to jump in and see the product in just a minute, but of course Leandro is here with me because we get the wonderful job of roasting. I'm kidding, not roasting. Roasting.
Please don't do that.
No, we won't. We'll ask some questions along the way, things that would naturally come to. I've actually never seen a product demo of Avery. I don't.
That's true.
Either.
So we actually don't know what we're about to see. I know high level, of course, because I know Avery. I know, I've seen a little bit about their product. I've not seen a full demo or anything like that, because I wanted to do it. Instead of doing my behind the scenes, you get exactly what I would normally get to like show me the product, maybe a little bit shorter. And you're going to right now.
So one question I always ask before I talk to vendors is, how's this going to make recruiters' lives easier? How's this going to augment our capabilities, especially when we're using AI? If you answer that, I'm a happy camper.
All right.
That's it.
How is this going to
Challenge accepted. Okay, we can do it in two different ways. I would be super happy to show you the product first. So then we can actually connect to the main question of Leandro, how we can make the life of the talent acquisition people easier. Yeah?
All right, let's do it. Let's
Shall
do
we?
it. Everyone,
amazing.
It's going to work. We're live here. Alicia's sitting in another room because we had microphone feedback. We've scoured the whole of the Messe, suit here, the big exhibition hall in Berlin. We've stolen some rooms, by the way, for this live. So we're hoping it all works.
We're basically pirates.
Amazing.
We are basically pirates today. It's the first one ever, and we just thought, you know what, let's just do it. Let's try live streaming live, but
amazing.
But
we made it happen. That's the main thing. Okay, guys, the wait is over. Let me show you what we are cooking here. I'm about to share my screen, and hopefully that's going to work without any issues. Okay.
See it.
Please confirm.
Yeah, we've cut off Leandro's head, but we can see it.
I see that. Okay, cool. Okay, guys, Avery. As I said, hiring intelligence says a lot, but it says nothing at the same time. I'm super happy to give you the context what exactly first is Avery about. And then for sure, we can actually also cover the product, but also cover the main question of Leandro again, yeah? Okay, Avery is something which was missing in the process for a long, long time. Because when it comes to the recruitment, we all know hiring managers, and I was actually one of them, we love the hunch. We want to actually make all these gut feeling decisions all the time. But I guess what the missing element was actually there is data-driven. And then if we can complement the hunch with some data-driven approach, that's the beauty of the process. Then everything can actually be accelerated. That's basically how we are seeing the vision of Avery. So let's actually give to the hiring teams that they can forget about the mishires. There are no mishires anymore. They can actually leverage from all the great candidates immediately in the process. They can cut the time to hire from 60 days to 20 days. And the main point, they can actually get smarter with every hiring decision. Because as we all know, we do mistakes. That's fine. It's not a problem. But then the question is, can we learn from the mistakes? Is there something which learns and actually tells us, such as something like a talent memory, and say like, okay, this is actually how you need to do from now on, because we already have enough context, we already have enough data from the previous time. Okay, maybe good to give you also, okay, what is Avery about? Yeah, it's all about the three things. So the first one, when we talk about this intelligence, we also need to understand, okay, how we can actually give something to the hiring teams immediately. So what is missing? Again, a lot of misalignment in the process when it comes to the hiring managers, recruiters, HR business partners, and all the hiring stakeholders and who's in the process. Yeah. So how we are supporting and actually getting rid of this misalignment is that, first of all, we give the intelligence from the market. So which means that with the help of Avery, now we can actually create the job role basically by already seeing what is the salary benchmark for that person in the market. How many people out there, based on all the intelligence coming from different talent pools, such as LinkedIn as well.
So and you
then
can
basically
into that and like put it all together.
Exactly. So we have this intelligence, which already helps you actually to define the criteria in the beginning without going to recalibration mode like every week. And that also gives you opportunity to instantly activate your talent pools, because we all know you have your ATS. ATS has a lot of data which needs to be reactivated from the last years. We all know that you love the LinkedIn. You want to have it as well, and sometimes you also have a huge company, so which means that you have your internal employees, and you want to also understand who can be promoted to this position. Yeah, and most importantly, for someone, they have their own internal database of the candidates. So you want to just put everything into one place and say like, okay, this is my talent hub, and I want to see that, okay, how it is matching to my needs. That's what we also give with Avery as an opportunity. But most importantly, again, it's all about the matching. So the magic of matching is something which we are working very hard on, especially our founding engineers. So we do the semantic matching. And when we say semantic matching, just imagine the best possible talent acquisition person who is actually taking the resume and really learning the resume of the candidate for a long time, like the companies, the candidate, like, okay, what is the title? What title says? Is it the jumper? or this is someone actually who is constantly building the great career. Like all of these insights now are possible without spending even a second. But then we're doing it with all your talent pool. So you can immediately see who can be a great fit. Yeah. That's actually the magic, because we all know that the Boolean search is still there. It's not perfect, but we need to actually fix it. And this is how we are replacing the Boolean matching with the semantic matching. And maybe just to give a bit of glimpse as well, like, because obviously we might have some tech people here as well. That's basically how it works. When it comes to the Avery, we have this intelligent matching engine, which takes the data across all the possible sources, outside sources, but also internal data, and really understanding, okay, to really mitigate the bias, what type of context it needs to learn, how the engine can be enriched with all this data, and eventually it works 24/7. So which means that the candidate insight you have now, it will be updated along the way. So the candidate is not the same as it used to be a week ago or months ago or a year ago, yeah?
Okay.
So this is the beauty of it.
Can I jump in with a question? So you talk about all these data sources coming in. So you must integrate with things, you must integrate with ATS, you talk about LinkedIn, you talk about all these data sources. So do you have an integration? Like, I mean, it sounds good, but like, how do you actually practically do that? Like just shortly before we see the product.
No, definitely. We do have integration with the applicant tracking system, because we need to actually read the internal data about the candidates, but also like about your patterns, what exactly you did in the past and what is working now. We also need to see that the applicants real time, they're coming, they're also automatically being screened. And obviously the LinkedIn, as I said, this is one of the biggest talent pool outside. And we all know that the talent market is actually 80% passive. So they will never search for a job, but you need to see who can be a great fit for the position. Yeah. So we do integrate with all of these technologies, but at the same time, we also have a lot of data points regarding the salaries, regarding the talent pools from different web pages, but also we have the integration to really enrich the data with such sources such GitHub, but also Indeed. So we can actually give you the data, which obviously you will be manually looking for, but now you can see it on one single screen. Yeah.
A quick question as well. So let's talk about the other side of the coin. Yes. How does good look like? Who defines how good looks like? Because we all know, we all have that pain within recruitment, changing hiring managers, even within a hiring team, there's different definitions. Yeah. How do you guys approach that?
That's a good one. So we all know that when we say like we want to help or support actually the hiring teams to really define this good, first of all, we can actually mitigate a lot of biases already, yeah? So we can show the information from the company, but also from the market, and say like, okay, you know what? You want to build this person? No problem. Let's build this person. But this is how market looks like. And these are potential candidates, yeah? And you can see them immediately. You don't need to actually chase and then wait for 1 week. Are you okay with it? Do you really think that this is the right profile for your company? Is it something which actually click with you? And I guess this is the beauty of it. And maybe I'm starting to already answer your question, Leandro, when we say, okay, how Avery can support. Avery is actually here not to replace the talent acquisition people, but actually equip them with the technology so they don't need to have an authority anymore. So they don't need to do the recruiting anymore. So they can do the partnering and really go to the hiring managers, show all the beauty, show all the actually insights and say like, okay, do we want to make this call? Yes or no? So they can really like own the process, yeah, from all the sides. Okay. And I guess going like a bit deeper when you say like, okay, how we can define this good? Now we can define this good by having all the intelligence, but at the same time, we can be in the same room, we can sit on the same desk actually and decide together, like all these hiring stakeholders. Yeah.
All right. Now is the time we've been waiting for. You are going to show us, Avery,
yes,
how it works.
I will do that right now. And maybe just a short disclaimer, yeah? So first of all, I'm going to show you something which even our customers in the beta, closed beta didn't see yet. Why? Because they're going to see that 16th of July. Because we are moving from Avery 1 to new Avery, which is more outcome driven. So we have the same intelligence, everything is there, but we're actually challenging ourselves, but also working with our design partners to understand like how we can make it outcome driven. And let's do that. And that's that's going to be the first time I'm going to show you guys, but I'm going to show everyone.
Do it. We're like first time live, first time product, first time seeing everything. So LinkedIn, the T before it hits anything else. I didn't know.
That's it. But maybe one more thing, because I'm going to show you some data which comes actually from our company, I will be a bit cautious about that. So you're going to see some of the lines will be blurred on purpose, because obviously we don't want to actually reveal the secrets of our company.
No, please make sure. No, we don't want any like accidental data sharing. Please blur whatever you need to blur. Fake data.
Okay, guys. New Avery is here. And now I'm going to show you one quick example what we can do. So as we are actually coming from a talent acquisition space, I think it's good to actually go with one profile from talent acquisition space. So we say, okay, we are searching for the talent acquisition, let's say in Rotterdam, with 5 years of experience, coming from B2B SaaS and having experience with ATS deployment. And then basically Avery checks that we are quite solid with the requirement, so we can actually go and move forward. So we're going to start searching for the candidates. And it's going to take us a second.
Round now.
Sure. Leandro? Okay. Now we see the screen. So the candidates are there because we are actually working with our own database right now, within our company. So what is happening? We need to check, like, okay, are we comfortable with it? So first of all, it says the moderate hire. Why it says moderate hire? Because obviously we didn't provide a lot of details so far. But what we can do, we can also just drop the job description, or we can just drop the URL from the job site, and that's it. It's going to actually read all of the information. You don't need to do it yourself. But for now, for the sake of time, we can already see, okay, the salary benchmark for this specific position in that specific city is actually starting from the 45,000 going to the 55. And this is coming actually from the 5 to 6 sources of the salary benchmark. So we can say, okay, we are quite comfortable with it. Let's say the 5 years experience is important for us. The B2B is also the ATS. And maybe we can also, as we are in the Netherlands, we can say, okay, the Dutch, maybe beginner level is also okay, not must. So can you actually start showing me who can be a great fit for that? What is happening on the background? The job profile is also being crafted. So you don't need to do it yourself. It is super accurate based on all the criteria we are adjusting on the screen with you guys. So now we can see the top 40 candidates, a great fit, good fit, a moderate fit. And we can see like all the information about them. And if we're going to click, for example, the first one, we can see, okay, this is the candidate. Avery already doing the comparison versus all the criteria we see. So you don't need to do it yourself. It says, okay, strong ATS experience. You can see it here. Okay. We also have a smart insights, what type of candidate we're dealing with. Yeah. So this is a rising talent. The only thing which is actually missing, the B2B tech recruitment. So that can be something which we want to actually ask the person during the screening, but basically all the summary, all the work experience. And if we're comfortable with it, what we can do, we can shortlist the candidate. We can also actually check more details. We can click to the LinkedIn and such. But for the sake of data privacy, I'm not going to do that right now.
Please don't. And just a question. So this is coming from someone who's applied, or is this coming from the talent market out there that you connect into?
This is coming from our own talent hub, which is our ATS. And also like it can come actually from the LinkedIn as well, the moment you will activate your LinkedIn. So in this specific case, we are using the Recruitee. So it comes from the Recruitee.
So someone's applied for the job, they've put their resume in on your like ATS, like job board, it's gone in, and then it's pulled, the data's pulled in for you to do this assessment, whatever it's doing. Okay.
So the applicants automatically being screened, but what is also happening, any applicant from the past will be automatically screened and also actually shown on the screen. So which means that if somebody applied 5 months ago to any other position, maybe not even recruitment, but then we already see the data and we can already do the matching and say like, okay, maybe we missed or skipped somehow this talent. Now we can have this opportunity to have a proper conversation to really understand how we fit with it. Yeah. And yeah, once we actually shortlist the candidates, maybe just a quick one, because I don't want to also like drag you guys with all the nitty-gritty details. We can also see all the candidates. We can actually start planning the next steps, which is basically showing it to the hiring managers, but also getting the feedback and immediately starting the outreach campaign in case they are not the applicants. But if they are applicants, we can actually already ask them to come to the next stages. Yeah, and with the integration with the ATS, what happens? So all the information will be duplicated in your pipeline within the ATS, so you don't need to do it yourself. It's well taken care of.
So all the data goes back into your ATS. It updates. Nice. Okay. Very cool.
Exactly. Wow. Yeah. That's it. Like it's a sneak peek, as we agreed. But yeah, I think that the beauty of it, maybe the last point, the beauty of it, that we are actually working based on all the feedbacks from the launching customers, but also from all the design partners all the time. So we are making sure that whatever we build, it's not based on the assumptions or our vision only, but it actually comes from all the hiring stakeholders outside. So they need to be comfortable with it, and we need to actually save the time, but also improve the quality of the candidates for them.
Okay. Very cool. Thank you for showing us. Thank you for showing your new tool. And Leandro, the question is, did you get your question answered?
100%. So this is, I think, a lot of companies are waiting for these sort of tools.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a hassle. I've been in so many companies where there is gold in your ATS. There's gold, literal gold, and no one's looking for it, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Very few ATSs are built to make that searchable in a user-friendly way, and this just makes it so much easier. So I'm very curious on using it.
My resume is probably a piece of gold sitting at the bottom of a dirty pile somewhere in someone's ATS too. So if it could be like rediscovered at some point, I would have loved that in the past. So thank you guys for sharing your quick little demo there. If you would like to see more about Avery, obviously you can reach out to Alisher. You can find more about them on stakkd.tech, of course. And you can also tune in to my LinkedIn or to the Crowdcast channel that I'm setting up, so we can do more of these demos every week, new tools, so that you can see what the market has to offer. And again, not jump into any sales process, because I do not share your emails. So you won't be tased. So thank you very, very much for joining. We're live here at WeAreDev HR Summit in Berlin. So we're going to go join the crowd again. If you've been here and you've seen this, thank you for, joining from today. And if you're out there on LinkedIn, please, give me feedback. Tell me what was horrible. Tell me what you want to see more of. So we do it. Thanks for joining. Thanks so much, Leandro, for being here.
Thanks for having me.